we're bonching. Some of my online clients were complaining on how long their warm-ups take. But in reality, like, your warm-up should only be, like, in my opinion, 3 to 6 minutes max. Like, if you have some stability issues or like a history of injury, maybe take a little bit longer, especially if you're lifting heavy and working up to your top set. But like, get like 3 or 4 movements that are dictated on what positions you're going to be challenging in your workout, and just run through like 2 rounds of 10, 20 reps, something super easy, and then just go right into your workout, right? Like, you should do probably a couple minutes of cardio beforehand, like walking on treadmill or the bike, but like, we don't want to be professionals at warming up. We want to be proactive and intelligent when it comes to our warm-ups. Not like, well, every single joint has to be perfectly warm, because if you do too much, you're just going to burn yourself out. And then when you get to your actual workout, you're like, oh, I'm already tired, or it's been 38 minutes and I only have 20 minutes to work out now. It's like, that's stupid. So the point of close grip is when your grip is more narrow, the bar travels further down. So it's a little bit more increased range of motion, which should make it harder, depending on the lever length for some people. And it challenges your ability to keep your shoulder blades together, in my opinion. I think the wider you are, the more shoulder blades are biased to stay in a tighter position, because we're in this position, so the shoulder blades can't really push out as far, or I can squeeze farther here. You get more of a tricep effect. So it's really good on off-season to do close grip to build up overall upper body strength in something like a bench press to transfer into your competition grip, which is going to be your wide grip. So as close grip gets stronger, comp grip gets stronger typically. Now, this might be controversial, but have you ever heard a bodybuilder talk about how you should never do barbell bench press because it will tear your shoulders apart? Well, no. Like, a lot of people use barbell and a lot of them don't have shoulder issues. It's probably that you're doing it wrong, right? If you're benching and you don't get your shoulder blades in a tight position when that bar comes down, if they're not together and you put pressure downwards, or if they don't have the ability to get together, they're going to go probably up, so shoulders up towards your ears, which can be damaging for the AC joint. And all around, like, shoulders just don't like that, because you're just putting a lot of pressure in there, especially if bodybuilders, what I would assume they'd be doing either time under tension or high volume haul reps. So that's a lot of positional issues long term that can tear your shoulder apart. So like, they're probably just not doing it right, which is fine, because like the barbell is a skill, right? Just like every single exercise, right? A cable pec fly is a significantly hard skill to actually do. A lot of people complain that they get a really big shoulder pump where it's like, it's supposed to be pec, but again, people don't do it that properly. So if you take time to learn how to do the skill and not just autonomously follow some bodybuilder you follow online, you're probably gonna get really good at it. Is it the best tool ever to specifically get really big pecs? There's probably better tools out there, but like, look at someone who's just an average go gym guy who, doesn't want to work out 6 days a week, works out 3-4 days a week, whatever. Bench press is a fucking fantastic exercise, right? Because it's so evenly distributed of pecs, shoulders, triceps, lats, traps, upper back. It's loadable, and there's so many different variations of progression so that you can get what you need to do. So if you do it right, you're getting all those. If you're doing it wrong, it's a lot of triceps and delts, and that sucks. So again, it's a tool to use. Is it the best tool? No. But the amount of people I talk to or interact with who, they're bodybuilders or whatever, and not to hate on bodybuilders, like, they do things in their own way, and that's super okay. Their goal is to get really big muscles. Is this the best tool for that? Maybe, but to say that it will just ruin your shoulders it's an inappropriate phrase to put fear and emotion that you probably don't know how to use properly. Furthermore, I think sometimes you have to follow a program properly, right? If your goal is to build muscle, you probably shouldn't be doing reps, under 5 reps. Because you think of the amount of time under tension that you get in like 3 reps, if you're doing a 3-rep max, it's like 9 to 13 seconds probably. That's not a lot of time for your muscles to be stimulated, regardless of the load. So you're doing 3-rep max and your goal is to get physically bigger, and that's your only goal. It's not to put weight on the bar. It's kind of stupid, right? Like, put your ego in check. Cool, you can bench press 315 for 3 or 350, whatever you end up doing, but like, doesn't seem like it's going to probably carry over to the things you want to do. You want time under tension. So unless those 3 reps are super, super tempo that give you a stimulus over 30, 40, 50 seconds, which like, therefore the load is not going to be as heavy, which means you're not doing 3-rep max. Like a pin overhead press. So the pin is when it's resting on the pins, and you bring it down to the pin every time, compared to just a regular overhead, and then you rack it here. I find my shoulders just don't like it. Just the instability of pulling the bar here and unracking it. I did it when I was a kid, and it never felt great, and I found my progression was lower. Whereas here, the area that you want to basically reset and to get your shoulder blades in a good position to press is going to be down here, right? Up here, like, you can let it rest a little bit, but I always find just a weaker position up there. So here, come down to the pin, I keep my position, and I try to get explosive and stay tight in a position that, most people are chronically weak in. Is that 8? I think it's 7. Now, if you're gonna do shrugs, like traps, let's think about this for a second, right? Just do them chest supported, right? Like, I'm not claiming to be a science-based lifter, but like, just think about it. If you're trying to work your traps and you're doing shrugs, it's called a trap. It's built like this, like a trapezoid. That's why it's called a trap. Pretty sure, I don't know. When you do standing shrugs this way, you end up using a lot of momentum because you're standing, right? Seated can be a little bit more controlled, but with the support of the bench, I can't use my hips in that motion, nor can I use momentum as much. So that's going to take that elimination out. So I'm going to have more tension on my traps, which is good. Some research shows that your trap only has like 1% of vertical fibers. When you go straight up, it's not going to do as much as if you were on a slight angle, either pulling from this direction. So if I had 2 cables pulling in, or if I do it on a slight incline where my traps are going more behind me. Unless you're on drugs, so taking steroids, or you're built like a fridge, just do them chest supported, right? Like, if you're on drugs or you're that big, you can get away with doing them standard because you'll get way more out of it. But if you're on drugs, you're going to build muscle fucking doing anything anyway. So if you're built like me, or like a regular human being, just do them chest supported. You're going to get way more out of it. What I want is my shoulder blade to move around my rib cage. I don't want my ribs moving because the trap pulls the shoulder blade up and back. Rib cage doesn't do shit to the trap. So move the shoulder blades around the rib cage, not your spine, while you take the dumbbells for a ride. I have a hard time bringing them up because, I'm not curling 75s.